Gordon Dundas, we have reached. Why am I thinking Yul Brynner? Why am I thinking Charles Bronson? Why am I thinking Samurais? It's Magnificent Seven. We're on Series 7.
Oh, Series 7? We're in Series 7. Wow, Series 7.
We've decided just to stop Series 6 and start Series 7 with a special.
Absolutely. So how many episodes have we done?
I don't know, but we're about 63, I think.
63 episodes, and we're in our third year of this.
Yes. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Well done, us.
Yeah. What's interesting, Gordon, is when we started all this, we're all in lockdown. Now we're at episode 60. The world's in lockdown from the podcast. But no, we're getting some listeners.
We are. So we do everywhere we go. People go, I listen to your podcast.
We've got one coming up.
And we give them a tenner. It's amazing.
We've got one coming up.
No, we do. So no, look, I think we are reaching the places other podcasts can't reach occasionally. But no, we do it. We have to fit it in around the day job, which is why the frequency has changed somewhat. But we'll try and get a little bit more of what we're out and about and what we're doing over the next few months for Series 7.
Great. Gordon, we don't want to give anything away because we're about to go straight to Speyside. But you had come straight in from the States and we're right up that A9. If you know your geography in Scotland, you were up a day early.
Yes. So I went up there on the Tuesday, having been in Las Vegas for a show, whiskey show in Las Vegas and New York, which was great. And headed up the road, and we had on the Wednesday. So we opened to the public Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Tamdhu. But I'd been up there on the Wednesday because we had some of the finest retailers in Scotland there, and other people really just having a wonder. Other people from some of the finest bars in Scotland having a wander around the distillery, and it was a fabulous day as a sort of trade day ahead of opening up the distillery on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's right. So I entered the fray Wednesday, round about mid-afternoon after going up the A9, and we start this special with what we did about 3 hours later, was at the gala dinner.
The
and
opening
the official
gala
hosts dinner. Opened the festival with a dinner.
I was driving, by the way.
Don't worry, Gordon, that is mentioned. Is it more than once? It might be. Sit back and enjoy this lovely part, and Gordon will rejoin for a little summing up of the Spirit of Speyside Festival 2023 Whisky Unscripted style. Take it away! This is Series 7, Episode 1. There's lots of lovely atmosphere in the background, and I have to introduce the host with the most, Gordon Dundas.
Hey, Whisky Unscripted, live from the Spirit of Speyside Whisky Festival, opening dinner.
Yes.
I'm not drinking, just to let everybody know. I'm driving. Gordon, have you had a beverage?
Not much.
No.
Historically, this used to be called Gordon Dallas Dhu, didn't it?
It should be. It should be. Gordon, a word about tonight in Dallas Dhu.
Lovely.
It's not a working distillery yet.
No, but we've here tonight. It might become a working distillery in the next year or so. So that's fabulous. Really interesting to hear that news. Great to catch up with all our whiskey friends. And we've got someone we want to introduce, Michael.
Yes, Michael. Michael, you've just joined the Ian McLeod family. What have you made of tonight's evening? First time Speyside Festival. Could you describe to anyone listening that's never been here, because this is not open to the public, this is industry only, as an outsider, you're now an insider, what's tonight been like?
It's absolutely incredible just to be surrounded by so many people that are all kind of whiskey fanatics, to be part of the whiskey family, to be people that are like producers, blenders, marketing ambassadors, to be surrounded by people that are here that are really passionate about the same thing, about Speyside whiskey, is absolutely incredible. You can only see it to believe it.
And we've seen a lot of people tonight.
Yeah.
We've seen the Alan Winchesters, the Forsyths of the Stills, and the Grants of Glenfarclas, and the Urquharts from the Gordon McPhail. Everyone who's anyone in the Speyside whisky is here. It's the centre of, I suppose, the whisky world at the moment.
It's Whisky Metropolis, and it's almost overwhelming to see how many people that are passionate about good quality whiskey but also then to see on top of that how well Tamdhu has done tonight against everyone else as well. I mean, it's amazing. We're all in it together, but to see Tamdhu so well again is amazing. It's just testament to how good we
Gordon, this is Series 7. Thank you, Michael. Series 7, Episode 1, Gordon. We've got lots of stuff to bring you in this new series, but just we're going to try and catch Sandy McIntyre, who won another award tonight.
Ambassador of the Year. Yeah, we need to get Ambassador of the Year. We may get him tomorrow. Let's face it, we're with him for 3 days. He'll not stop talking about it. But he totally deserves it because he embodies everything about passion and everything at Tamdhu. So totally deserved for him. And it's been a fabulous night for Ian McLeod, but it's just been a fabulous night, full stop.
That's right.
Whiskey.
Usually at the start of every episode, you do a bit of whiskey news, but the whiskey news is the Speyside Festival's on, biggest whiskey festival in the world, and it's happening right now, and we're here at day one.
Right here, right now, and it's all very exciting, and we're off and running tomorrow at Tamdhu for 3 days.
Right, join us tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you off? Okay. We'll see you soon.
No, carry on.
Thank you so much again. Welcome, Sandy. Good to see you again.
Gordon, look after yourself. Hopefully watch your social media. We'll see you again next year.
Brilliant. I'm about to speak to these guys.
Whisky Festival.
You will.
Edinburgh.
What do you think of today?
Absolutely outstanding.
Right.
Sherry-tastic.
Sherry-tastic. I'm That's a tagline. Guys, that's some feedback here. I'm joined, Gordon Dundas. We've got a guest of honour. Could you explain what's happened today?
No, I'm absolutely.
I better do it then. I mean, that's here.
The guest of honour, Sandy McIntyre, Tamdhu Manager. We have had. What is this now? This is a Thursday. This is really day one of the festival.
Day one of the festival. It's great. We've got people back again. There's a hubbub. You can hear it in the room behind us. We've got people that we've seen last year, 3 or 4 years ago, before COVID. New people, fresh faces. Wow, what more do you want?
Well,
we've had great whiskey, great company, fantastic food.
So you've taken an idea of tours from last year, and we've just had a. Don't worry. This is all about the festival. I've got some photographs there. And you're up to ante this year. Could you explain what's happened?
No, I think we have. I think that people are desperate to come and see us at Tamdhu, which is great. We know that when we put events on, because the distillery is not open like any other distillery really, people are desperate to come and see us. It sells out the fastest. People love coming here because also we're not open to the public, so we all muck in, we all get on, we're a great team, we pull off a great event, and I think we've absolutely done that again today. A malt master, based on what you do at Glengoyne, let's be honest, but what a way of learning with Emma from the blending team as well, learning how to blend whiskies together, and the diversity of what they've produced is unbelievable.
And Sandy, what was the whiskies?
I think that, just touching something Gordon said there, I think one of the key things was people really began to understand how difficult it is for our blending team to produce things like Tamdhu 12, 15, etc. consistently, because it's not an easy task. I've got the easy task at the distillery. We make some spirit, we stick it in some wooden casks, stick it in a warehouse for a number of years, job done. So it's actually giving people the appreciation that it's not just putting whiskey in a bottle and job done. There's actually a lot of work goes into it in front of that, which is done by the blender team.
So the 4 whiskies, 4 single malts.
4 single malts. We had 3 from 2009 and 1 from 2008. So 2 European oak casks, cask 995 and 996, or 975 and 976. So both filled on the same day, but completely different. European oak hogsheads. We had an American oak butt, and then a refill cask as well, refill butt. So it allowed the attendees here today to blend them in whatever ratios they wanted, and ultimately to get the whiskey that was unique to them.
Well,
and actually, one gentleman I think just filled his bottle with one of the releases, which was a 976.
Number 2, and then demanded we need to release it as a single cask.
And that just is the diversity of the whole thing as well.
Is there a diversity, or can you work out what was the most popular one amongst our clientele? European oak, American oak, all sherry casks.
I mean, I think the point is here is that, if you look at these whiskies individually, you might have a favourite. That's not blending though. When you blend whiskies together, you take maybe your favourite and you think maybe this will change it in a way that ultimately, for want of a better phrase, the greater good will be something even better. And that's what blending is about. And remember, all these whiskies were between 63 and 67% alcohol.
High strength alcohol. Yeah, high strength alcohol.
Sandy, will you catch up later on in the festival? Tours next.
Yeah,
Friday,
we've got.
Saturday.
You'll be doing that. Go
We've got tours here Friday, Saturday, which again is fantastic. I think we've got about 90 guests over each of the days, so a busy weekend ahead for us. Have fun, create lots of friendships, enjoy good whiskies.
Final question: how long did it take you to come down last night from the ceiling?
Still not come down.
Yeah,
two awards and Ambassador of the Year. Did you get to sleep?
Yes, eventually, yes. But to me, being bestowed with the honour of the Ambassador of the Year in your own local geographical area was a complete surprise. Totally blew me away. But we specifically wanted to win the award for Tamdhu 18-year-old. And that was actually the thing that we wanted most. So to get that was great.
Sandy,
Tamdhu 12.
This guy's going to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much, Gordon Dundas.
Well, actually, we've got a quick guest here. Sir,
hi.
So you've been here, I've forgotten your name. What's your name, sir?
I'm Neil.
Neil. How's your day been at Tamdhu?
It's been fantastic. It's been super. I love your whiskey.
That's great.
And just to mess around with these lovely castron things, and I'm in awe of blenders. I will get down on my knees and say, I couldn't do this. I'm overwhelmed.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
And that's what we wanted to give just a little insight today.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
So as Sandy says, Sandy produces great whiskey here.
Yeah.
The art of blending is incredible, isn't it,
Yes,
Sandy?
it's not something I can do, so I leave that to the true professionals, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So I'm glad you've had a great day. We love putting
Strip the Willow, Flying Scotsman. Here we are, Whiskey Unscripted, with a throat that says it's been a long day. We're now in Friday evening at the Ceilidh, which I'm sure I'll explain in detail. But I have just had a lovely conversation. So many people. Sir, could you tell me who you are and the company you work for, and explain what you were up to on Wednesday night as well, before we have more of a chat?
Oh, please don't mention Wednesday night to me. So my name is Dean Jode, and I'm the head of Whisky Creations for Murray McDavid. And this year we are the proud hosts of the Spirit of Speyside opening events, which is the Touch of Tartan, where we had a wonderful auction, which I was hosting.
Yes.
I may have at some point during the auction lost the ability to count one or two times, which you can appreciate during an auction.
Yes.
Losing the ability to count is a bit of an issue. However, we did raise an awful lot of money for the Spey charity, which is all to do with raising money for the preservation of the rivers and tributaries around the River Spey.
It was an absolutely superb night. For our listeners, could you just give a quick chat about Murray McDavid, who they are, what whiskies they might know?
Absolutely, of course. Well, some of you may know Murray McDavid as being the first independent bottler to really establish and produce whiskies that had been further matured in secondary maturation styles. And our founder, Mark Rainier, back in the mid-90s, drawing in on his resources within the wine industry, importing various different cask types from around Bordeaux predominantly, whether it is Chateau Margaux, Chateau Yquem, from celebrated origins, bringing those casks up to Scotland and filling those casks with various different single malt whiskies. And we've continued that energies and efforts today from Mark's initial efforts back in the mid-90s. Here we are today at Dallas Dhu Distillery.
Are we worried about this place? Come on,
well,
what a place.
Geez, you're going to twist my arm here.
And it's got my name in it, Dallas. Dallas Dhu. So I feel invested here, come on.
Yeah.
No, not done this.
No.
Where is he anyway? He's in this room, but never mind.
I think I see him over there with two drams in each hand. He's over there somewhere.
So Dallas Dhu, yeah. Just.
You know what? I was trying to get off the subject there, but you brought it back round.
Wow.
So Murray McDavid, under the umbrella of ACO Limited, the reason that we are celebrating this year at the Spirit of Speyside at Dallas Dhu Distillery is because we are soon to recharge those stills and get spirit flowing from them. And We're already strategizing, plotting, employing those casks rolling into the traditional dunnage here at the distillery. And, my job is to make sure that we have those casks laying down for our future generations.
It's a great subject, and we should talk about it more. Independent bottlers, like ourselves, Ian McLeod's, like Gordon and McPhail, with Ben Romick, that move into distilling.
Yeah, it's
a great path to go down.
Well, it's a graduation. We've seen so many independent bottlers throughout history make that step as we actually recognise, the spirit supply throughout the industry is under, slight stress, and there are producers that are now looking to harness their own spirit for greater production in emerging markets, which, of course, they need to feed their brands. We as independent bottlers realise the situation in the industry, and now we are taking that next step and graduating into now bringing back distilling and producing our very own spirit.
That's really exciting, very exciting. I don't want to keep you, Dean, but what has been the whiskies of the festival for Murray McDavid? What have you been dishing out?
Oh, well, you know what? Of course, we have every year we produce a festival bottling, which I select from casks within our warehouses at Colburn, or our warehouses over at our warehouses in Royal Brackla. I always try and select something which is a little bit age-defying in terms of what you can expect within the liquid. And this year we've selected a 5-year-old single malt that was distilled at McNeil Distillery. And it's almost full-term maturation in a first-fill Madeira wine barrique from Justinos, one of the oldest producers of Madeira. So we've got a really heavy drenched style of whiskey with lots of that lovely Madeira, but that sprightly spirit from that youthful McNeil. Wonderful, wonderful dram with dinner tonight.
You sell it so well, it sounds absolutely delicious. And it just shows you age isn't everything when it comes to whiskey.
You're a man after my own heart, yeah, because that's why I select this pedigree of whiskey for the festival. Because, of course, all of our whiskies are age statement whiskies. We proudly present age on the label, and our guests coming to the festival, I gladly present this bottle to them to say, look, we have a 5-year-old single malt on the table, and, I can see some grimaces when people are around the table, and they're like, oh, I'm not sure about a 5-year-old whiskey, but, when they raise that glass to their nose, the aromas, the deep, rich aromas from that Madeira, from that rich, sprightly McNeil coming from the glass and sipping along, it's an age-defying dram. And of course, for me, I'm a bit of a whiskey socialist. So having a whiskey so young, of course, that attracts a lower price point generally. So this is a £65 bottle of whiskey that is delivering flavours and experience way above that price point. So
absolutely, sounds delicious. And just finally, a quick word about the festival, just as a
my gosh,
for people that have not been, could you just describe this year and years gone by?
Oh geez, well, without getting tearful, because I get quite emotional about this festival. It's honestly, it's really is a remarkable festival because I've been working with Murray McDavid for nearly 9 years now, and I've travelled around the world. Thankfully, I'm so grateful for that. But tonight, I've seen people in the room that I've hosted tastings over for in Taiwan, Sweden, Germany, the Netherlands. They're all in this bloody room tonight in this little bloody town of Speyside. And how remarkable is that? Them coming over from all corners of the world to share drams with us and share the love and enjoyment of Scotch whiskey. I always pitch this as the Glastonbury of whiskey festivals.
And if you've not been, you must come. You must come. And just a quick hello from Ben. Ben, hello.
Hello.
Good festival?
Great festival. Sorry, guys, I'm hiding in the background.
Yes, he was.
A man of many words. A man of many words.
Let's leave him there. It's a mystery.
My voice is gone.
Over now, Dean. Thank you.
A pleasure.
Pleasure for
pleasure. Let's go and have a dram of Tamdhu.
But we're here with a fellow listener.
Right. That's
yes. So who are you?
I'm Lex. I'm Lex from the Netherlands, and I've had an amazing night here.
Right, so you're not a producer, you're just here to enjoy the...
I'm just a listener, I'm just a fan, really, yeah.
Great, so what made you come along to the Speyside Festival?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
I've just been here 2 days, but I've enjoyed every last bit of it.
Have you been here before?
A couple of times, yeah.
Ah, so you're a returning... So what is it?
This is my first Ceilidh.
Ah, okay.
First time dancing. I'm not good at dancing really, but I've enjoyed it.
You gave it a go. What have you done out there in the festival? Have you been to anything good that you could tell the people?
I've been to Glenfarclas, which is a good one.
Ah, nice. What'd you do there?
I had a couple of drams, really.
Nice. A nice tour.
A nice tour, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going there next Sunday as well for the breakfast, which I'll be looking forward to.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, so they're hosting a breakfast in the still house. They set up tables in the still house, and which would be the most interesting breakfast I've ever had.
Yes.
Surely it would.
With some good whiskey, I'd imagine.
With some good... I imagine too. At least I hope so too, yeah.
Yeah. So, events that you saw in the programme, anything that caught your eye?
Well, I've got a good tour tomorrow, Saturday, on with Larkfire, which I'll be visiting 4 distilleries, I believe. So Glengrant, Glenfiddich, and Tamdhu, which I'm looking forward to very much as well. Yeah,
that'd be absolutely fantastic. So it's definitely worth coming along to the Speyside Festival. If you've never been before, would you recommend it as a paying customer?
Yeah. So it's a bit hard to get your tickets. You need to be fast when you've got something like you have to be fast getting your tickets for that particular event. Yeah. But when you do, it's absolutely worth it.
And since this is Whisky Unscripted, and you have been a listener, what whisky at the table tonight, or of the last few days, have you enjoyed?
I've enjoyed the Tamdhu 18 tonight.
Wow.
I think that has been the benchmark. I've had our neighbours here from Glenfiddich had the Grand Cru, 23 years old, from Cognac Cask, which has been amazing as well, but it's been a tie between these two, the Tamdhu 18 and the Glenfiddich. I can't choose, I really can't choose.
Good, well I might have to just try both again, just to make sure.
That's it, I'll
good
try
idea.
both, yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us on Whisky Unscripted,
thank you,
live
thank you.
from the Speyside Festival.
Absolutely. I'll see you later.
Take care.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So here we are. It's just had a good chat with some of the guys in there, but I'm outside now at the Ceilidh, and I'm with the chairman. Now, George McNeil, you left a lovely answer machine message on the Whisky Unscripted answer machine saying about the ticket sales. Now that's the last we'd hear from you, so could you explain how the ticket sales went and what's been happening?
Listen, a couple of things. Firstly, if you think back to last year was still COVID. Just coming out of COVID, and people were still a wee bit nervous, which you can appreciate and understand. And last year we'd done about, I don't know, £180,000. One of the measurements is cash. Right, that's the way it comes through, £180,000. This year I think we've hit just shy of £320,000 a ticket, 6,700 tickets. So as we sit here just now, there's maybe 300 or 400 people here. For the next 2 days before and 3 days after, there's 6,700 people on events all over, which is phenomenal.
It is the biggest whisky festival in the world, really.
Correct. It's wonderful to see it coming back to a record year. Right, tonight you and I are standing here in this wonderful what
look at this. Describe it, George.
Correct.
Come on.
So,
what is
it depends if you call that green or blue, depending on what you support, but I won't go there. I won't go there, right? But we're just looking at the Dallas Dhu distillery, which is a mothballed distillery for a number of years. And there is hope that will start bringing some whisky back into the world, back in the family of Speyside. That is going to happen, we hope, one day very soon. And we have the pleasure of being here after 20, 25, I think it might even be 40 years, I'm not 100% sure of my time, but we've got the pleasure of being back here actually and just enjoying the environment, which is beautiful, to be honest. Absolutely beautiful.
And just for those students of whisky, it's been looked after by Scottish Heritage.
It's Historical Environment Scotland who have looked after it, and well done to they guys. And they've turned it into a visitor centre. They've kept a heartbeat there, if you like. And the guests have came here, and they're still looking at Dallas Dhu as a brand, but it's time to turn Dallas Dhu back into some whisky, which would be lovely to see. And we hope some friends who are involved make that happen.
And George, just to yourself, the job of being the chairman, What's it been? You talked about your team tonight. So could you explain how this all came together? Who helps you? How do you do it? How does it all come together?
Listen, the Whisky Festival has been going for about 22 years. I'm only the 4th chairman for the 22 years. 2 chairmen for 5 years, 1 chairman for 10 years. I've been chair for 2 years. We have got an amazing team around us. We don't have a big exec team. We don't have a lot of income. We don't have a big exec team, so it's all about volunteers, and it's all about the industry looking after each other, which is phenomenal, and the volunteers are fantastic. The exec team who we do manage to put on the payroll are superb. They bring it all to a crescendo at this time of year, which is lovely.
But there's lots of work before that, I would imagine.
Oh, phenomenal. The amount of work months before it that just make it all happen. And of course, it's the members and partners of this event. It's the members and partners that make it so special, because they're all the 50, 51, 52 distilleries are in Speyside. They're members, they're partners, and they're all investing into making this something special for us.
And that's what's really it's special on Wednesday night, the gala dinner. You're up there doing the speech, and although we're all competitors on the shelf, I think it was a complete opposite.
I think how I like to look at it is, I think there's a significant respect in that room on the Wednesday night when there is the industry is all there, the industry heads are all there, and the respect is we're all through the same journey. They're all going through it. They all respect their intellectual property of their brands. They're all on a journey. However, they understand the patience of what they're all trying to do, which is make great whisky and make Speyside something special.
It really is something special. And even when I walked in tonight, George, I was doing a tasting in Sweden last weekend. I walked in tonight. Who was there? Some of the folk in the tasting.
They've done the tasting.
Aye.
I bet you.
3 hours north of Stockholm, and they're at the first table.
There is people here tonight who have came for the last 6 or 7 years. And it's because of certain individuals who are on our voluntary group, that's who came to our table, who have done tastings at different brands throughout Speyside through the years, and it's brought them back to it, which is phenomenal. Now, you want to keep just expanding that brand, and to get that international presence is something special.
It is something
absolutely something special.
I don't think sometimes we understand the significance of this whisky festival. You could probably take every other whisky festival possibly in the world, and I don't think it would add up to what is here.
You're right. I mean, the key measurement, one of the key measurements is the economic impact it's got. And we know we done an economic impact study in 2014, and it was, I believe it was 1.4 million impact to the economy here in Murray, 1.6 million to the greater economy of Scotland. That was 2014. This event has doubled since then. Now, what that means to the economic impact, I don't know. We're going to do that next year. We're going to put something in place and start to measure that in 2023. That'll be significant. That shows you what it brings into the industry.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's superb.
I just to get interest in whisky, these festivals have been absolutely wonderful for the actual industry as well, for the whisky industry. George, just looking at the events this year, you put together the programme. I've been stuck at Tamdhu. You can hear my voice. Obviously stuck at a few bars as well, but generally speaking, stuck. So I've not really been out in the. Have you heard what's happening out there?
Do you know what? It's interesting because I've got a day job, right? Now I've got a wee slant in the diary, and all it says is 11 to 1 on Monday. And at 11 to 1 on Monday, we will release who's the best new coming event. Right now, last year there was one with Downs Hotel. These are a Star Wars themed event, and it'll be interesting to see what happens this year, because it's something beautiful about the innovation. Whisky's all about innovation.
If it's caught your eye when you've been putting the programme together?
There is event, and to me, what's special? Like, a couple of things. What I think is special, and it happens every year, but it's happened for the first time this year, is you've got distilleries who don't open the doors to the general public. Right, so we've got the Cragganmore of the world who have opened only this time of year for about 6 days, but Strathspey reverse that. Speyburn, who are 125 years old, have opened the doors to the general public and became members for the first time ever. There's something nice about that. People who have never seen that place, all of a sudden they can walk in that door and see it for 125 years. After 125 years, superb. They're becoming significant members with us and partners, and they will continue that. And hey, let's hope one day this marquee is maybe up in their ground. You never know.
That's absolutely fantastic. And we've got to have a words about your mad mate. I know he's listening.
Mark.
Last year, Mark.
Yep.
And there's loads of Marks in here.
Am I allowed to swear?
Yes, I'll bleep it, don't worry.
Mark's a but I love him.
Who's listening? He's not here tonight.
Let me tell you a story, right?
He introduced us last year.
Correct. So. My best mate in Glasgow, Mark, and I love the guy, love him dearly, right? Mark, when I first moved up to this area 17 years ago, Right, came up, and he's been a whiskey drinker all his days.
Right.
He introduced me to whiskey. He came up 17 years ago and he brought a bottle of McAllen. Right, just now moved into my new house, and he said, "There's a bottle. You give that to the guests when they arrive, because they will enjoy that. That's the dram you give them." Woke up the next morning, I had an empty bottle.
I love it.
I tell you that.
And that's it. We'll never look back since.
End off. End off.
Brilliant. So, as I said, he introduced us last year. There's many people like that in there, have that great fun and all that. And he's a listener. So
he is a listener. Big podcast listener. Great guy, Marky boy. Great boy.
George, I don't want to keep you outside any longer.
It's Baltic out here, mate. It's Baltic.
George, let me shake your hands. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely.
Pleasure, my friend.
Really appreciate that.
Let's get back indoors.
And are you dancing?
Oh, no. No.
You're meant to see it, you're asking.
Oh,
here we go. That was well done to all. Well done to all. Thank you, George. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Michael and
Sandy and everybody.
Oh,
that's taking us through the 3 days of the Thursday, the Wednesday, the gala dinner, all the way through to the Ceilidh, which was a fabulous evening. We even heard from a listener. You see, we do have them. What was really interesting, though, of course, I think was we've all worked with Sandy for many years, and he was quite emotional about his award, and fully deserved. He's done so much for Tamdhu over the last few years. Loves having people at the distillery when it's open, and massive congratulations. And of course, Tamdhu 12 and 18 winning as well.
Just a wee word about these awards, Gordon. How do they? They're announced. The shortlist is announced the year before, and beyond the shortlist, there's a blind tasting of a.
And quite a lot of people taste them, and they're from all over the world. I think there's quite an active sort of panel that helps in Germany, and look, it's a great, I think most of the distilleries enter. So for Tamdhu to win the 12 and the 18 is a fabulous tip of the hat to what we're doing at Tamdhu in terms of sherry casks and great tasting whiskey, and and then add on to that the passion that Sandy brings, and we all bring, but Sandy particularly brings from the production side of things, and his understanding of that, and the quality of the whiskies, and the quality of the the malt master that we put together as a team. We decided, let's do something that really showcases what we do at Tamdhu. Sherry cask, why don't you blend your own whiskey together?
Oh, that was great. That bit was
fabulous.
And I think what came out of the audio for me, and also on the day, is just how blinking difficult it is to be a blender.
Absolutely. Really difficult. And but it's also, it's a bit like everything. They say if you're going to decorate your house to live in it, you'll decorate it in a very different way than if you were going to decorate it to sell it. And it's a little, I would imagine blenders are probably sitting there going, well, I would make this taste like this for me, but actually probably have to make it taste a little bit different, maybe for depending on the audience or who the whiskey's for. There's a whole range of factors that come into it. But for people to go home with 100 mils of their own Tamdhu blend, effectively, or not blend, but marriage of casks from European oak, American oak, and refill, was a fabulous day, and everybody loved it. I mean, absolutely loved it.
And that was the same, when I was speaking to people at those events, it was the same throughout the whole festival. It's Tamdhu's put on, fabulous day, but there was some other great days happening.
Of course.
Just this little look at the festival, Gordon. I think this is certainly, as George was saying there, ticket wise, money receipts wise, this was a biggie. We're back to being where it was. And there was great events happening all over the place.
Yeah, there was. There always is. And there's very innovative people across the whole of the industry. And it's interesting to see Speyburn opening up and welcoming visitors. And I'm a big fan of what they're doing at Glenmorangie. They always do some interesting things as well. And, all the distilleries were involved. And you'll find something that's very, very interesting. But we tend to do things at Tamdhu a little bit differently. We do them our way because we're not open to the public. So we do it in a way that I think really generates fans and engages people, which is great for us. So, yeah, fabulous.
It's great. Just as on this, a date change history. We'll not get into all, but 1999 was the first Speyside Festival. And I think Isla came shortly before. I think it was shortly after. We'll have to work that one out, but we'll get into festivals because they have been very important in the rise of single malt, especially. And
I think that famous Minneapolis singer Prince knew that. He absolutely knew that, and we're going to party like it's 1999. So,
yes, I thought you were going to ask me to do my party piece, dress up as Prince, who you obviously know, Gordon. I bear a resemblance to from the Purple Rain video.
Yeah, no, totally. But I mean, what was really interesting, you hear from Dean as well at Murray McDavid that they put on a great show. Dallas Dhu is going to be opening up again, I think, which is under ACO Spirit. So, I think it's a really exciting time for Speyside whiskies at the moment, and at Tamdhu we plough our own furrow. We do it well. People loving what we're doing. The whiskey I'm drinking, the Dalbeallie No. 6, which I'm having a dram of at the moment, 60% flat alcohol, the 6th release of this 1,000 bottle whiskey, and it's an absolute belter again, and all completely sold out.
I think that's
bit of allocation for Europe, so
unbelievable selling out in the morning. But that's another draw to not just Speyside, but another draw to festivals are these releases that only come out for the festival. And I know you connected to Bowmore in the past. They were famous for people queuing around the block in the Fresh Yield.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure. And obviously with the rise of the secondary market, other people's motives are maybe not the same as what they were originally.
Yeah.
But it's a sign that it's just the way life is at the moment. But I think the Dalbeallie at £100 for that first fill whiskey is exceptional value, it makes you so happy to understand you can drink 60% alcohol whiskey. It's not going to blow your head off. It's not going to. I mean, yes, it's a sherry bomb, but it's not overtly challenging. It's a fabulous, fabulous dram, and I love it. What are you drinking?
And as Dean was saying, as Dean was saying, their festival bottling 5-year-old. So age ain't everything, Gordon. I've talked about that on this podcast before. It's not a festival bottling. Just thought I'd drink a nice Cragganmore, which is just along the way from Tamdhu. If you ever come and do the Speyside Way, you can walk all the way along the River Spey. You'll probably start around about Ballindalich, Cragganmore.
Yeah, absolutely, not far from there.
Tamdhu, then up to Aberlour. So Cragganmore. This is a 2008 bottle, 2020 Portwood finish. 40%.
So if you stand on the platform at Dalbeallie Station and turn left on the Speyside Way, you will head to Aberlour.
Yes.
If you turn right, you will end up at Cragganmore.
And we're going to keep talking, but it's just a great festival. But it would be a greater festival, we said, if the train line was still running. Because what a festival. And for about 5 minutes, with a good chat with some of the people on tour, saying, well, what would you do? The train would come along, you'd start at Ballindalich, 1 dram, Cragganmore, 2 drams, Tamdhu, maybe 3 or 4 drams, up to Aberlour, 5 drams. Oh, sorry, stop at Knockando as well. There's 6 drams, maybe into Duffin as well. Jump off at Glenfiddich, jump off at Balvenie. What a tour you would have if the railways were still there.
And you'd have to battle through all the train spotters. But you would...
closed out. But that was, there's no train there, but that's the reason why most of these distilleries on that line are there. So great, Gordon. Great. Well, you need another dram. I can see it's been a long Speyside Festival. It was tiring, but it was absolutely top notch.
It was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Yeah, it was a great fun time and very different to my week before in Vegas.
Great. Did you win?
No, I didn't gamble. I don't gamble. Although I did on the Grand National, which I won.
Yes, we did.
As our owners, Leonard's sister's horse, Lucinda's horse, managed to win the Grand National for the second time. So it's the second time she's won the Grand National. So I think everybody here won about 150 quid. Which
I won a few shillings.
It's all good. So that was great.
Thank you. It's a Speyside special. I hope you've all enjoyed this one. Right in the heart of the action, and we will be back with Series 7, Episode 2 shortly. Good God.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Coasting ahead on the whiskey trail.